welcome to Bullspun. You've caught me enjoying one of my favorite beverages in the world. A little bit of hot brewed tea. Oh, is there anything better than a nice hot cup of tea to start off your day, get that caffeine boost, and maybe, just maybe, collect a little bit of that former British that lives inside every American today? You know, around Christmas time, I like to think about my friends, my family. You know, everyone that got me to this point in my life. And as I look back at all of the people that have come and gone out of my life, I tend to appreciate, I guess, a little bit more so the good people that have stuck around, or the new people that have shown up. You know, like the new moderators, Mr. Goki, who's not really that new, but he is British, and he is the entire driving point of this entire video. So, stick with me, people. Now, Mr. Shigoki, as far as it goes for anything, is a dear friend of mine, a content partner, a moderator. He does a lot of stuff for the Discord. I mean, really, he's kind of a jack of all trades, and it... But what I need you guys to know is that more than anything, more than he is my friend, more than he is an essential part of my streams, my videos, my content, he's British. He is a British boy out there, and I'm not. And he has some interesting views on tea. Flashback. So, I mean, clearly Mr. Shigoki is very passionate about this beverage, this tea. But it got me thinking, is this the absolute precipice of a tea drinking experience? Is this all we will ever know? Have we reached the pinnacle of the mountain? Have we gone up to the tippity top? Well, that's what we're going to find out today. Will it tea? So, now, there's a lot of different types of tea out there that I could do this test with. And let me explain a little background of why I'm doing this test. Essentially, there's always kind of been this thing with hard alcohols where if you add tea to it, if you add some fancy tea to like a whiskey, it will bring it to life, it'll make it better. If you did it to wine or whatever the case may be, it was always this little bit of a nugget that stuck with me. And then our friends over at Whiskey Tribe, they're not really our friends. I'd like to be friends if you guys want to ever do like a collab. I don't drink whiskey, but I think it'd be pretty dang funny to come on out and drink some whiskey with perhaps the best-known whiskey channel YouTube will ever know. However, Whiskey Tribe decided to make a video. In that video, they took a bunch of different types of tea, tried them all out in different whiskeys to see if it added a flavor profile and made the tea, quote-unquote, better. So I figured, why don't we, instead of trying to make a different beverage better, why don't we improve tea? Because, I mean, let's be honest, there's sweet tea, there's iced tea, there's green tea, there's whatever else, but if you're British, you only know one type of tea, and that's black tea. The typical breakfast tea of Earl Grey, something very homey, something very familiar to pretty much everyone. I mean, who among us as a child didn't spend a fair bit of their time making their own sweet tea? I mean, I did, and I'm not really that big of a tea guy. I mean, I love tea and all, but I'm not that big of a tea guy. So, something that I notice about tea is it gives you a nice kind of a bitter note. It combats sweetness really well. That's why you can add so much sugar to tea and it still tastes good. You get a variety of flavor. And the aroma is something that, like, it just brings me back to, like, the late 90s, early 2000s. Like, every time I sip it, it's just my childhood in a cup, and that is something that, like, cannot be bought. Like, there's no way to buy that. You can't package up memories, and that's what tea is to me. And Great Britain, I guess. No, basically what we thought would be the best idea would be to see if I can take the base of tea, which is simple, water, just a little bit of that action. If I could take this base, god damn, shh. If I can take the base of water and replace it with other liquids and still have an enjoyable experience, I don't know if this is going to work, but nonetheless, we had a few ideas to switch out the base. We're going to tea different liquids and see how they come out. I have no idea what this is going to taste like. In my mind, I think a couple of them could work okay. And I think a couple of them are going to leave me very, very upset in every... I'm not looking forward to one. Though there's one that will be somewhere in this video. I'm not sure if it'll be like first, second, third. I don't know. But I have a bad feeling about one. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Now, a lot of people put cream in their tea. Milk, cream... tea, I mean, hand in hand, maybe a little splash of sugar. I said, screw that. Why do I need to water down my newly milked tea? Like, why add milk, water, and tea? Cut out the middleman entirely and just give me the cream and just give me the tea. So we're going to have cream tea. Ew! So this is kind of what I was a little bit fearful with this product. I was a little panicky that the milk molecules, everything that's inside the milk, would have a hard time actually penetrating the tea bag and then allowing the tea to actually influence the milk itself. So as far as making tea with just milk, I think you'll run into a couple snags. I do have one other option with this, but I have a little bit of a worry as to what could potentially happen if I do this. Nonetheless, we're going to go for it because, yeah, I mean, that's basically just milk. I mean, I taste no difference in that so far at all. So I'll be right back in 1 second, and then we'll take a look and see if we can teaify this milk cream slightly more intensely. Sorry about the wardrobe change, and I'm also sorry that we don't have cameras following me all around, because what had happened was, did I have an incident with milk where I got completely covered in basically boiling whole milk? Absolutely. But nonetheless, we were able to achieve one of our goals. Now, the reason why this works is the colder a liquid is, and my milk is always ice cold, essentially it becomes challenging for particles to move around. So the warmer a particle is in a liquid, the more that the individual particles are bouncing all around, and the easier it is to inject something into it. So it's it's more easy to inject the milk particles into the tea bag and then get them out of the tea bag when it's warmer. So now, as you guys can see, this liquid right here has clearly went a little bit off-white. If I had purchased milk in this condition, I don't think I would drink it. This looks like a, now it looks like an almond milk. If you've ever seen like an almond milk, how it's a little bit off-white, that's the change in color we got. And again, guys, this is 2 tea bags. So I'm a little curious as to what exactly this is going to taste like. This smells exactly like tea. Like I can't really, I mean, milk doesn't have that much of a smell anyways, but the idea that this beverage has that much aroma of tea, I mean, it should make sense because it's hot liquid and a tea bag, and the tea bag's right in my nose, so it should smell like tea nonetheless. So let's go ahead and give this a sip. This could be a game changer. No. Something. Oh. One of my concerns was that warming this up and putting the tea in it, it would kind of make this curdle, which I don't think it's curdled yet. I can't tell if at the bottom there's any curdling, but oh no, something is very wrong with that. I don't know if it's just the idea that I'm drinking milk. I don't know what exactly my issue with this is in particular. I don't love it. I can tell you that right now. This is not something I would go out of my way to make. Like, it tastes normal. It tastes kind of milky right up front. And then about like 75% of the way through, you get this aggressive bitter note. And it just turns... It's like drinking sour milk, but less disgusting. Like, I could finish this. I'm not going to, but I could. Yeah, there's something just not... Willet tea, milk, cream, no water added, absolutely not. Ah! Oh yes, 3 tea bags for 3 times the fun. We're gonna have fun with tea bagging, sir. Alrighty guys, so White Claw went in, and what came out is this beverage. This bears no resemblance at all. It's actually, I don't know if you'll be able to see it on camera, but it's actually quite cloudy. Off of smell, it does have a, I would say, a rather pungent, lemony scent. It smells quite a bit like the regular White Claw, I'm not going to lie. But clearly, just based on color, we have a distinct difference between a White Claw in the glass versus our now cold brewed, so it should be a little bit gentler in the tea flavor, our cold brewed White Claw lemon tea. So, do I know what's going to happen with this?
We have a job to do, Marshall! Can we get a fire department here?
If I had to guess, it will taste every bit of a watered down Sprite with like a bitter afternote, but let's go ahead and see. That took out... Oh, wow. That took out every single bit of carbonation. Like, I mean, this is like water at this point. Like, there was not a hint that this was ever seltzer in its entirety, which may be why people don't take lemon White Claws and mix them with tea bags.
Marshall! What? Do you know what's in there? Gasolina, peligro extremamente inflammable. La más. It doesn't sound that bad, actually, when you do that.
I had a little bit of a worry as soon as we put the tea bag in, and it inflated, and I just heard whooshing bubbles. But that would never stop me. Alright, let's go ahead and what we'll do is we'll give this a full-on try. So we're going to do our sipping taste test, and then I'm going to chug it and see if that is anything crazy. No. Lemon White Claw, will it? See, I'm willing off of that sip to tell you right now, absolutely not. That is not good. That is... If you do... This is weird, but if you just drink it on the back of your palate, it actually does taste like lemon tea. But if you let it hit your whole tongue... Yeah, if you let it hit your whole tongue, you start to get this weird, like... I don't even know, this combination of flavors that just doesn't seem right in it. Yeah, it's actually quite pleasant as long as you're not hitting like the sour off notes. It's completely drinkable. It tastes a lot like tea and lemon, but it doesn't have like any sweetness. It tastes like if you just brewed tea like how I just did, but you squeezed in like a quarter of a lemon or something right at the end, and you left that lemon on top. So like the first sip you had was like all lemon and then regular tea. That's what that tastes like on the back part of my palate. But as you guys know, I will never waste a White Claw, so cheers, guys. Could have been worse. Alright, so next up on the list, we got a one that's going to annoy some people, but I swear it's for a good reason. We have a nice Italian white wine. It's a Pinot Grigio. I believe this is dry. Let's go ahead and just... Yep, very dry. Something I definitely like to cook with. Definitely not my favorite flavor of something I've ever had. But what I've heard is if you add tea bags to an alcohol like wine, or whiskey, or rum. Wow. The amount of tea, just like nose in there. It smells like if tea and wine had a baby. I mean, that is a shocking amount. I mean, look at the color. This is a white wine. It ends up looking a bit like mead, I guess. If you want to see me put tea in a bunch of different wines and make people really upset, let me know in the comments. But regardless, I mean, just look at that. That is like, I don't even know. It smells like tea. Like, at this point, we've had this going a couple minutes. Actually, probably longer than a couple of minutes. Science. Science with you, boy.
Abrupt, stay where you are. Cleaver, we can go.
Cleaver?
No, Abrupt, no mask.
I'm actually a little bit... I'm not a huge wine fan. I do like sweet wines. I'm not the biggest dry fan. This is definitely on the drier side. So if this can make me enjoy white wine, I will definitely make like a wine tea. If this makes it more palatable. So what I'm going to try to do is kind of see if I can break down all the flavors that I can normally break down in a Pinot Grigio, and then see if it still has that unpleasant finish for me that I tend to find in dry white wines. That's better. I don't know, it takes a bit of the acidity off, which I guess kind of makes sense. You're adding bitter to acid, so it kind of, and, you know, like, I like acidic things. I like cooking with them. I do not enjoy drinking all that much acidic stuff. I'm more of a bitter, sweet, or give me a White Claw type of guy. You know, like those are, I usually if I'm drinking a liquid, if you ask what's in my glass, it's water. About 99% of the time I'm drinking anything, it's water. About half the other percent is a tea like this. I do it because I'm lazy, or I might do like a regular tea. Golly, I'm starting to get a little buzz going.
Ow.
Yeah, Willet Tea, surprisingly, one of the ones I was most concerned about because I didn't have any sweet wines to try this out on, and I damn sure wasn't going to open up my my nicest sweet wine and put tea in it on a test. I don't have that kind of money yet, you know what I'm saying? I do. But the thing is, I wasn't going to do that. I thought to give this the absolute worst shot of working would be the most fair test. Because if it could make something that I actively don't enjoy that much palatable, maybe it would be even better in the other one. So that might be something else that I test in the future. Good gosh, like that's pleasant. That's pleasantly palatable. I wasn't expecting that to be palatable. I wasn't expecting that to be pleasant. I mean, I'm kind of blown away by this. White wine will absolutely tea. You can put that in the record books. You can put my name next to it. You can say this is...
Or different well, pain. It's just my glutes are shutting off, and then they don't activate, and then hence, you know, it goes in my lower back. So I tried to activate my glutes as best I could in between, but they never stayed activated. When did you?
Oh, yes, it's an 88-year-old man's cataracts mixed with... Oh, yes, just the faintest hint of rose petal in the Amazon rainforest being shot at with a hint of gunpowder.
I hurt myself today.
Cheers, mate. Here's to Great Britain. May you always be British.
I was just gonna say it. This guy fucks. Am I right?
Oh, look at it. Look at it. So basically what we got going on here is we have some Blue Chair Bay Premium Rum. And I think it's always safe to say that when anything says premium, it's probably not. So, let's go ahead and we'll give this. I don't want to do too much. I think that's a fair pour. So, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get this soaking with the tea. Now, the idea with hard liquors and tea, and you can already see that is beginning to change color. Like, look at that. Almost instantly, as soon as the tea hit the rum, we started getting a little bit of change of color. I don't like drinking rum straight. I don't know many people that do, to be honest. It's not really my go-to beverage, but as you can see here, we've got a fair bit of color change. It stayed less cloudy than some of the other drinks we've done. I don't know if that's just because there was less volume, so less for the tea to interact with. First smell, I guess, the thing that hits me is really the rum. But then right on the back, you get a bit of that tea. So the thing that scares me is in the ones that I enjoyed, I got the tea up front, and then it was like the other stuff was a little bit behind it. So I guess I get it up front a little bit, but it looks like it's going to be a vile experience. Alright, well, I guess we're going to try it, so let's go ahead, and what we're going to do is just like how you are supposed to drink a whiskey, except for I've got way too big a glass. It's not made for nosing. We're going to take a sniff. It smells like tea and it smells like rum. It smells two distinct ways. You get the tea and you get the red. I can't describe it. It's like it hits you in two different times, as opposed to being something that you should be able to enjoy all at once, like the other things were, right? So, we're going to take a sip as if we are going to take a sip of a hot beverage, like a fresh out the pot coffee, and you don't want to burn your tongue. It's better. It's better. It's better than regular rum. Alright?
We did it! We did it! We did it! Yay! Bellissima! We did it!
I don't drink rum straight. I just almost puked everywhere. And that would have been disgusting with what is in my stomach at the moment. Oh! Why? Why does it taste like this? I could have been anything. I could still run clever games and just do gameplay that gets 10 views in 4 years. I could just keep doing that. Forever. Forever and ever, amen. Forever and ever, amen. Look, I can't have people in the comments saying I'm a little bitch, so I am going to finish whatever the hell this concoction is. What I'll say is I think it takes away some of the aggressiveness of the rum. I don't think it helps for someone like me. If you don't like rum, you add tea to it, you're not going to instantly be able to drink it. But if you have a rum that you like, but you need like to either water it down to enjoy it, put it over the rocks or something. I think for someone that enjoys a beverage, I think the tea could add. I got tasting notes from the tea while I kept it on my tongue. That is undoubtable. And I almost puked. I have no idea what I was going to say. I've drank a lot of alcohol today. You could probably improve this with the tea and not lose too much of the other stuff that you enjoy about the flavor of rum if you're a rum drinker. For me, not a Mediterranean type of dude, not a Caribbean type of dude when it comes to most flavors, except for foods. So yeah, I for me it's not will it tea for me? No. Will it tea for some? Yes. I think this could be done, and I think it could improve someone's experience drinking rum if they enjoy having rum neat, which I don't know anyone in my life who does. I'm gonna finish a shot. It's definitely better with the tea. It's better, but it's just not for me. Golly, I've drank a lot of alcohol today. What I'm doing to something that British people hold next to their own hearts, sacred, untouchable, is frankly disturbing. Even I can admit that. But what do we have next? It's simple. A little bit of America for you. I can't think of an American breakfast that is quite complete without a little bit of the OJ. So the color and the appearance, you can probably tell it's slightly darker with the tea, but not anything too crazy. What is pretty darn crazy is the scent on this bad boy. This is the most like tea I've smelt yet. That includes the wine, that includes the claw, that includes everything. This smells more like tea than the actual tea I made. Go figure. I don't get very much orange juice in this, so we're combining two breakfast beverages. We've got the Brits coming with their tea bags, and we got us, the proud Americans, the humble Americans, offering some Tropicana pulpy orange juice.
Because I'm looking at the rest of you guys. This is the guy in the house doing all the fucking. Am I right? You know I'm right. This guy fucks.
Now, if I left this and maybe warmed it up to a near boiling point, might I get some more color? Maybe. But I mean, it's quite clearly darker than it was. But I don't know that necessarily we're going to get that much of a drastic color change. I think the cloudier the liquid, the less the color is going to change. So I think this has been steeping long enough to lose all of its chill and probably be disgusting. So without further ado, let's see if a little bit of OJ will tea. Wow, that was a journey. Okay, it's not bad. It has a little bit of wet dog taste.
What?
That's the only way I can really describe it. Right at the end, it kind of mellows out. It's almost like chewing on hay or something. Maybe a little bit of cleaner finish. I think that's because the like a cleaning product. I'll be honest, will it tea? Orange juice? Yeah. If you ain't got no water, but you got gallons, for some reason you just have a bunch of Tropicana laying around, Yeah, it'll work. This ain't bad. I'll tell you that right now. I would drink this. If this was like an offer, like a caffeinated OJ to start off the day, it's not unpleasant in any way. It actually tastes pretty interesting. I've had far worse today, and I've had far worse on other days as well. So if all you got to make some tea is some Tropicana or any orange juice of your choosing, because like I say, OJ is OJ, absolutely. You could definitely do that, and you'll actually have like quite an interesting experience. It's not bad, let me tell you.